Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Sorry guys, that took a little bit longer than I thought it would. But we're doing it now. Making them bubbles, getting all bubbly. Here we go. Oh baby. Let's see what we got here. Twitchy, twitchy, twitch, twitch. Oh, not logged in on Twitch. Okay. Oh, hi, Zinny. Zinny wants to come say hello. Hello, Zinny. Oh. Come here. Come say. You can do it. Come here. Come say hello. Check it. Jiggy, jiggy. Hi. Okay. Finishing my setup stuff. And then we'll get rolling. What's up, guys? Okay. Here we go. Oh, is my music not playing? Let me see here. Oh no, it's playing. Alright. Rubber ducky. Indeed. Indeed. closer. Vinny. Come here. Come on. Over there. There you go. You can hang out with me, little bud. Little bud. Okay. Let's see. What we got here. Ooh. This is pretty hot. Damn. Okay. Hot. This is a hot tub right now. All right. Gotta have a Truly with it. Hi there, Chris. What up, guys? I'm gonna make sure everything is A-okay here. Oh yeah. Here we go. We got it. We got you. Let's see. Text. Where is it? There we go. I'm drinking my signature drink. I wish I was, that sucks that I'm not logged into Twitch. I would say, I think you do exclamation point drink or exclamation point beer or something like that. I think it's exclamation point drink in Twitch. And it tells you. Someone did that for me. Hey there, Dine Vorvita. Look at all these bubbles we got going on. Ooh. I should have put my hands in there. Mistakes. Put this right here so we can see it, and there we go. Ooh, it's getting nice and full in here. There we go. Is that better? Quaint little hot tub indeed, isn't it? Hi there, the Watcher. Let's see. Do I have a boyfriend? Nope. I have, although in a way my best guy friend kind of fills that gap for me in a way, because he, I don't know, he does all the guy stuff, and he kind of does the boyfriendy stuff that I want. We just don't have. He's almost like my boyfriend, but without commitment or sex, which is nice. Just kind of close friends, I suppose. We sleep together and cuddle sometimes, but don't ever have sex. I'm thinking about moving the chat box over here. How are you guys able to hear the music or not? I'm not sure how loud it is for you guys. You hear music? Okay. Just checking. And there's no echo or anything, right? Make sure I got everything all set, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Also, quacker to go alone with it. Where's the other girl today? She is sleeping. Miss Haley is sleepy time. Oh yeah, Zinni like the quack. Look, she's coming to say hi. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi to. Oh, are you shy? This truly kind of tastes funny. Do I have a YouTube? I do. Just do ! YouTube. It should give you the link. You can't watch the stream anymore because you just took a bath. This is really nice. I'm not gonna lie. Super nice right now. I don't get to take baths frequently enough. It's a nice change. I wish I had like a huge bathtub though. That'd be so cool. Or like a jacuzzi. Or, you know, just a hot tub. Like I used to have. Ask me anything, huh? Well, that's what it says, doesn't it? I'm trying to give myself a beard. It's not working as well as I thought it would. I thought it'd be easier to do this. It doesn't want to, like, doesn't want to do what I want it to do. Come on. There we go. Now I got a beard. Hi, Strawberry Rhapsody. Hello, Fitzy. With what has happened this past weekend, do you think we have taken a step back as a country? Absolutely, we have. Sadly, a big step back. Very, very sad. People everywhere should feel ashamed. Okay. Oh, Santa, you like a puppy this year's. Oh, yeah. Hi there, private trans girl. Gonna try to sleep. Night, night, Slade. Where am I from? I'm from Idaho. Pacific Northwest. Troy, Aaron, or Cody first? I have no idea who either of those people are, so. Do I still play League? Yep. I streamed League yesterday. I did pretty well, too. I had one of my best games ever where I think I went. It was ridiculous. It was like 17-0. At 0 deaths. And ranked. You botched the spelling, but thank you for getting what I meant. Hi, lighter Duran. What role do I play? Sounds like ADC. Kind of. I play Senna support, so basically ADC. 17-0 on support. Oh, yeah. I mean, sometimes my ADC isn't very good. So that means I just have to become the ADC and carry. That's what I like about Senna. Is you can actually do that. Do I have porn videos? Yes. You like the ducky? Ducky, ducky. Zinni doesn't know what to think of the ducky. You use ADC, but solo queue is shit for bot lane. I mean, I don't know. I think it is what you make it. I like bot lane. And I always just solo queue. You just have to, learn how to carry despite bad teammates. You've been a good guy, you think so there? Dirty. What am I drinking? Try doing exclamation point drink. Or drinks. Or exclamation point beer. And see what happens. I swear there's a thing programmed into one of the bots. I want to see if it still works. Ciao and goodbye, Mr. Marco. Dude, my hair is not even colored anymore. I think I need to re-dye it. Why are you still on this, Dirty? Is it not obvious that it's something I don't want to discuss? You gotta move on. You hold on to way too much stuff in the past. You what? Hi there. 4Pi. Although it's not Anna. It's Anne. It's Anne. And you think it's still pretty even though it's faded? I don't know. I mean, it just, right now, it just kind of looks, it looks brown in this light. Don't you think? It just looks kind of, I mean, it looks I hold it up. It looks kind of purple, right? I guess it's not that bad. It's mainly the roots, I suppose. If I redid that. Dude, and who's ever asking for my stuff, if you want to find my stuff, it's not that hard. Try looking. Just Google me. Genius. Jeez. Like, I'm the only anatomic. If you want to find more content of mine, just go to Google, type in anatomic. Bam. Get whatever you want. How is it 2022 and some people are still not aware that Google is a thing? Try it. Just try it. You'll be amazed how far technology has come. You will get what you're looking for. You love this bikini? Dude, it was so hard to get this bikini. Like, it is not easy to find a bikini in the trans flag colors. One that's actually cute, anyways. Not one that's like covers your whole body or whatever, you know. I wanted an actual trans flag color bikini. Twas tricky to find, but I got it. I do miss this. It looks purple red. See, I'm down with that. Haley dislikes it. She wants me to go like brown or black. I'm of the opinion that I should go a cool color again. I don't know. What do you guys think? What should I do with my hair? Should I go like more traditional kind of stuff with brown or black, or should I keep the wildish, more wild trend going and go with blue or purple or red or something along those lines? Genius or Junius? I don't know what that means. I keep the same bikini till the end? No. I have a ton of different bikinis that I could potentially switch into if people request them by hitting goals. Oh, I forgot that. To unblock the, where is it? Is it this one? There we go. You know what I need is I need one of those things that lays across here that I can set stuff on, you know? Like a tray table for the hot tub. That would be great. Ooh, I forgot my bunny ears too. Don't pee when you change your bikini. Okay, weirdo. How weird can you get with the comments? That one, I don't even know. What level of weird is that? That's some weird shit you're into. Hi, Zanny. Zanny's chilling in here with me. You're cringing but laughing, me too. I mean, I've never heard that comment before. I've heard a lot of like pee related ones, you know, but Bodera, thank you for the stay safe. Appreciate it. Is anyone blocked? I mean, lots of people get blocked. Dario, thank you for the stay safe. He's into good shit. Oh yeah. Any links? I mean, I've got plenty of links. Just go to my profile or go to allmylinks.com or just Google me. If you want to make it easy on yourselves, just go Google me. If you want to find more of my content elsewhere, you're seeing me the first time in this look. Oh yeah. I'm going back to my roots. This is where I got my start on Twitch. I randomly decided to do this last night. It was seriously a fluke. It was because Haley and I decided to get on TikTok and stream, and then I started to get kind of drunk, and I was like, we saw someone streaming from their bathtub and on Twitch in the hot tub section. We're like, fuck it, let's stream from our bathtub, you know? And yeah, it was a super spontaneous decision. You feel like you need some Skittles. Yeah, and I was here. It's true. Sir Woman Respecter was my only mod for my first ever hot tub stream when things got really crazy. Wait, are you the only mod here still? Because last night I had a lot of mods here. I had Killer Queez usually here. Oh, what do you know? Killer Queez here. I told you, she's so reliable with this stuff. But before I found Killer Queen, you were my only mod there for like a couple weeks, and shit was really crazy back then. I don't know why. It's weird because I don't seem to get the level of hate that I used to. For those of you who were there, like, it seems very mild. Now, I don't, like, has Twitch cleaned it up or what's happened? Because before, every time I would do this, the levels of hate would be like crazy. And last night it seemed pretty mild. So far tonight it's been pretty chill. I don't know. Not complaining. The unban requests were so bad. They didn't even want to be unbanned. People just used the unban requests to hate even more because they were just that filled with hate that after they got banned, they wanted to wait. Because I think I had it set too where you had to wait like 3 hours or maybe even a day before you could even submit an unban request. So that means that they were so hateful that they came back like the next day with an unban request just to throw out as much more hate as they could, which is kind of absurd. You really think about that, that's kind of nuts. That anyone would go through like that much effort to hate. Hey, Hegemony. You liked me back then. Hit on me a bit back then. Well, it's certainly nothing that I'm a stranger to. I mean, as far as dating on, people have, that's what happens when you are a female online. You can be a female online without even any pictures up or anything, and you will still get random dick pics sent to you. Like, that is the world we live in. Just kind of comes with the territory, you know? It's a very misogynistic world we still live in, especially when it comes to tech and video gaming and anything in those kind of industries. Super, super misogynistic, so hi from over the pond, looking fabulous. Hi, Scott. Nice tub. Cub J Bird Bud. Unbanned private trans girl. I'm not sure what you're going for. How old am I? I am 29 and I live in Idaho. Unfortunately, yeah. Dicks get shoved in my face in verbal and pic form. Yep. That is sadly how it goes, you know? That's what happens. Female online. Oh. Bum bum bum. you liked me for being trans. I liked you as a chick, but like the guys too. I don't particularly like that. I'm not a fan of being liked for being trans. Honestly. Like, not in a sexual way or attraction way, anyways. I think that's it's a complicated thing. But in general, I think it's unhealthy. Both for trans people and for the people who have those feelings. Like, people should like me and be attracted to me as a female. And that's it. And the trans thing is just, it should be more like people like me despite being trans, you know? Like, they can overlook that fact and see me as female. Not that people are like, ooh, trans, and like me because of that. And a lot of people faces, unfortunately, pics. It's complicated, I know. Wow. It is a complicated thing. And I have very mixed feelings on it. And I've heard a lot of different perspectives on it. Both from people interested in trans to other trans people. Something I have discussed a lot, and it's really complicated. But for the most part, I think the problem is when people have like a trans thing. You shouldn't have like a thing for trans people. It gets problematic. Because usually what that means is you're liking them because of masculine traits in them, which is unhealthy for them and just for it, because they just want to be seen as females. So that's where the issues come into play. And like I said, the place to discuss these kind of things are live on stream. There's no better place than that. Especially if they have to make for good conversation topics. I need to grab another one of these because I finished it off. And I will be right back. Maybe I'll even grab two. Maybe I'll go crazy. Be right back, guys. Just grab another drink. I don't want to make a mess, though. Maybe I should towel off a bit. not my favorites. Well, we got some. Alright. Here we go. You like me for my great taste in games. Well, thank you. You're happy to talk on stream, but you're a nobody. Well, everybody's a nobody on here. Everyone's on equal footing, you know? You're all just a screen name. And for the most part, anonymous. Unless they're outside of, like, the few other bigger streamers or whatever who come in here, you know? What am I drinking? These are Truly lemonades. I'm really sexy. Well, thank you. We're all nobodies here. I like that. We're all nobodies. Yeah, exactly. That's the beauty. That's like the benefit of something like this. You guys are all on equal footing. I'm the only one that has to have myself fully out there and put on display and everything. You guys all get to, you know, for better or worse, you're mostly just anonymous people behind a street name. The bad part of that is sometimes it makes people say things they would never normally say in real life, like being hateful, transphobic, or just generally assholes. But it also means that you can be more your real self on here, because you know it's just a screen name that no one, you're anonymous, you're nobody, so you can say what you like, voice your feelings and opinions, try things out, invent a new persona. I mean, do whatever you want to do. It's your world. It just depends on how you look at it. So yeah, all a matter of perspective in that regard. It's safe somehow, yes, exactly. I'm looking for the alert box because I need to where is it? I need to remove that below this. There we go. Better. Okay. Hi, Alakio. Did I reply back to you? Yeah, there was a whole long discussion on this, dude. Which is not going to be repeated. Just for you. I'm talking to everyone here. That's the point. Whoever brings me topics or conversations worth exploring, then I proceed from there. Everyone's on equal footing. You can, you know, for the more interesting you are, the more of my attention you get. That's how it works. What am I doing? I'm drinking and chilling and enjoying a nice hot tub. Hi there, Lewandowski. However you say that. How old am I? I'm 29. Getting closer to 30 though. The big 3-0. Dude, I'm not gonna say anything anyone wants me to say. I will never do that. Only an idiot would do that. It's not... Like, don't be an idiot. Just embarrass yourself saying things like that. Question for everyone in chat. How do you deal with the hair between your eyebrows? You know what? I'll tell you how I dealt with it. I had electrolysis. Best decision ever. Now I never like have to tweeze my eyebrows or do anything again. All my eyebrow hair is just permanently removed outside of what you see right here. So no tweezing involved. You're 31, live it up. Hell yeah. You shave them. You don't want a unibrow, dude. You must have a lot of hair if you can shave them. You just had a few strays I could plug. Miss Ann, that costs money, but it is effective. It is. The way I look at it is you look at the amount of time you spend doing something like that and add it up over the rest of the course of your lifetime. And if you think about it, it's actually a very good investment. What's like a maybe a couple $100 versus something that you have to spend time doing the rest of your life and buy tools for doing and all that stuff. Like, I look at laser hair removal the same way. Like, I don't have to shave anymore anywhere. I've got new hair, my armpits, new hair on my legs, and like, it was not that expensive to do. And if you think about how much time I'm saving because of that, like how much money on razors I'm saving, all that stuff, that's a lot of money and time. And I've got like 40 plus years of being saved from having to do that. And all I had to do was spend a few $100s and never have to worry again. It's a great investment, in my opinion. Where is that? Clearly, you need to be. There you go. I had to ban that guy who kept asking about weird shit. Too much weird shit. When did I discover that you like men? I mean, Who says I like men? For one. My feelings towards men have always been odd. So I've always been much more physically attracted to females. But I was curious about how I could, like, what I'd feel towards men without there being much physical attraction. If I could actually date guys. And like 3 years ago, I actually did give it a real try to see, just to see if I could. And I found that I could in fact do it. It just takes a while. Takes a while for me, like, an emotional connection needs to really be developed, and then the physical can kind of come along with that. Whereas with females, I can just look at a female and be like, damn, that's hot. Like, the physical attraction can be there without any emotional attraction, but for guys, it takes a very specific kind of guy, too, for one. My taste in guys is very feminine, you could say, in a lot of ways. I like the sort of femboys, I guess. And yeah, took some experimenting and time and a lot of trial and error with guys for me to find out what I did like and if I could date them, which I can. When you decided to change, did you have some kind of an image of how you want to be? I did not. I definitely did not. I tried to avoid that. I feel like that's a dangerous sort of way to go about it. Like, honestly, what I did is I completely avoided looking at myself. I covered mirrors. I never looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't worry about any of that kind of stuff, and I found that to be a good strategy in general. It helped me a lot through it, because then there was a time, I remember it was a weird point, because I could always only see myself as a male. And then there was one time where it was when I was practicing my voice, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was talking, and for the first time I saw a female. And yeah, mirrors no longer frighten me. I couldn't envision where I'd be, but I ended up exceeding my expectations. In general, with everything, I try and keep high hopes, low expectations. I don't expect much from people, from anything in life, but that doesn't mean I'm not an optimist and I don't have those high hopes. But I aim to be sort of expect the worst, hope for the best, you know? Hi there, Big Bear. Strawberry Rhapsody. With any relationship, you need emotional attraction, but you prefer girls. I mean, with relationships, yeah. I need emotional attraction, of course, but I'm talking about just sexual attraction. For me, I can feel sexual attraction towards females without emotional. But with males, I have to feel emotional attraction for sexual attraction to follow. Like, I don't look at guys and be like, ooh, damn, like, what a hot guy. I mean, kind of, I guess. I suppose I did always have, like, a bit of a crush on, like, Josh Hartnett and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a like youngin, but at the same time that was more based, I mean, it was based on like the characters that played too, you know, like it wasn't just their looks, there was more to it than that. Are you Igor? Hey, are you Igor? What are you talking about? Why are you talking about Igor? Future bass, I love it. Is that the music playing? I can't hear it personally. But your trans friend equated it to becoming a butterfly. They came out of their cocoon. Well, that's one way you could view it. You're a dicky dude that like you, wrong reasons, you hope, but I know what I like. Well, that's fine. But just keep it to yourself, you know? That's not the sort of stuff that needs to be shared. I don't need to hear about it. No one needs to hear about it, right? Obviously, I know that plenty of people are into me. I've known that for a while now. I mean, I was a cam girl. I would have thousands of viewers nightly on there. I know people are into me, and that's fine. But that's not something you should share. It's not smart. Like, it feel like girls aren't into that. You know, you're just hurting yourself by doing that. Like, the people I'm more likely to talk to and take my personal time to chat with they're always the ones who have never been as disrespectful to hit on me or say they like me or they're into me, like any of those things, because like it's a turn off, right? It's a huge turn off for girls. Like you have a lot you need to learn about girls and their psychology. Guys just were willing to learn more about the psychology of females and actually try and make an effort to understand them, they could do a lot better in the dating world. But some guys, they either refuse to learn to put in the effort or they're incapable of it. I don't know which it is, but maybe they're just too stubborn and refuse to change. I don't know. My IG is nuts. You just fainted. Yeah. Can you say the same? Guys interested in girls that look like guys that can be attractive. I don't know. I mean, depends what you're talking about. I feel like those kind of things, it's more, they're into the personalities. Like maybe some guys like girls that can get down and dirty and work on a car, for example, or things like that. But those kind of things have nothing to do with being trans or not. That's just basic preferences, you know? And in that same sense, like, say you are a guy who likes the more tomboys. You know, the girls that just wear jeans and t-shirts and they like to, you know, maybe they work on cars, whatever other traditional guy things. Maybe they're really into Call of Duty or whatever the fuck it is that you find attractive. Regarding that, like, oh my goodness, Chris Barrett, hello. Thank you, as always, for the stars. But, regarding that, there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, that preference, it should have nothing to do with being trans or not. Like, you can like girls who are like that, and maybe there's some trans girls who are like that, and you could be into them despite being trans, not because they're trans. You know? It'd be like if there's two girls who roughly meet your preferences in the same degree, and one's trans and one's cis female, it shouldn't matter to you which. That's when it's not problematic. It's problematic when it's a fetish and when you overrate the trans over other things because you're like specifically into that. That's where it becomes more complex and a problem. Because usually what that means is the person who has those kind of feelings, they have unresolved issues that they're dealing with, and it's unfair to use trans people to deal with their unresolved sexuality issues. Because I've been that person for far too many people. Basically guys who have been, you know, like particularly early on in my transition and things like that, guys who were grappling with their sexuality, and I was like that person that helped them explore that in a safer way. And I think a lot of people use trans people in that way, and it's, in a lot of cases, it's unfair to those trans people, and it's also kind of cowardly by the people doing it, rather than just like facing their own issues head on and dealing with those. They're finding a way to use someone else to work through their issues. It's a complicated thing. You know, it's not always bad. It just depends how self-aware all the people involved in this are, you know? Like for me, it wasn't a problem because I knew exactly what was happening and what was going on, but that's not always the case with people. You said trans tonight, not upsetting you. You want to be a tomboy private trans girl? Oh yeah? Nothing wrong with that. And liking a tomboy shouldn't have anything to do with gender norms at all. True. Very true. You feel like a lot of people dump their weird sexual issues on trans people. It's absolutely true. And you're right, it does have a lot to do with repression. And that's why they do it. They have repressed, unresolved issues, and they try and use trans people to deal with those issues. And it's really, really unfair to trans people, and it's cowardly by the people trying to do it. Because they're too big of cowards to deal with it themselves. So they're willing to exploit and potentially damage another person in order to deal with their issues. And I think it's just I get it, and I try to have sympathy, empathy for it, because it's hard, obviously. I know it's hard, but whatever sexual and repressed issues anyone has, I guarantee you, being trans and coming out as trans and dealing with that is a million times harder than whatever sexual issues or repression you have. And so it's hard for me to respect it that much, because it just feels cowardly. If I'm able to do this, other trans people are able to do this, then, like, at the very least, you should be able to deal with your own bisexuality or whatever issues it is. You've got kinks, I don't know. You should be able to deal with that. Because I guarantee you it's far easier than being trans. You're a tomboy, Strawberry Rhapsody? T-girls are more sexually free, in my opinion. Maybe. Or maybe that's the front that a lot put up because they feel like that's where most of their value are. Because a lot of the value that people seem to put on trans girls, even more than cis females, is sexual. So I don't know. Am I into astrology? Not particularly. And hey, Fitbird, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a bit. I am a Sagittarius. I have a YouTuber icon. What's that all about? That's my YouTube account. I'm live streaming on multiple platforms. You should still be able to talk to people in this space, though. Sure, I'm discussing all this stuff and talking about it all right now. Wait, are you female trying to be male? Yeah, a lot of people do ask me that one. And my general answer to that is like, oh, are you female trying to be male trying to be female? What is it? Like, does it really matter? Does it really matter either way? Like, don't overthink it. People really try and overthink gender and sexuality and put too many things into too many little boxes, too many different definitions, all that kind of stuff. And what they really need to do is just stop trying to overthink it. Just like what you like. And don't fucking worry about it, right? That's it. Even cis people transition sex because, for one, everybody right now, reincarnation after death, I don't know about a lot. I never said it wasn't sectional, but guys might, like me, do like to see girls like you. I don't know that. I mean, yes, I know guys, there's guys who are into me, if that's what you're saying. Like, yeah. There's different ways to approach it, though. There's good ways and bad ways. In general. Like, if there's a female you like, say, that you want to ask out or things like that, like, there are good ways to approach that and bad ways to approach that. And those are things that are very important to learn. I've certainly done some, oh God, I wouldn't even want to say them, but I mean, I've had my fair share of dating blunders and things like that, without a doubt. I've made my fair share of fuck-ups. I think we all have, right? At least we all have. Any of us who have actually put ourselves out there enough times, like, the way you get better at it is failing and then learning from your failures. The harder you fail, the better. As long as you take that failure to heart and you really take it in and you learn from that. You're like, oh, okay. You analyze it and you say, this is how I fucked up. I need to change my approach. It's about, that's what a lot of life is about. It's about learning from your mistakes and failing. In general, I feel the more you fail in life, often the better of a place you'll end up at. Because if you're failing all the time, that means you're not getting scared off by it, right? You're keeping at it, and as long as you're keeping at it and making that effort, you'll improve. But you have to keep that. You have to be willing to change too, which a lot of people aren't. You have to be willing to accept that maybe you suck at it, what you're doing, and you have to completely change the way you think about things, your approach, whatever it may be. I like what I like, but you say I have a fetish. I didn't say anything about you. I said people in general. I was describing a general populace that I have encountered regarding specific things. It's a problem with trans people in general. How does the process even work? It's very complicated. It's a long and complicated process with many, many steps as far as transition goes. There is no good way to talk about this, so I asked to talk to you about personally, and I told you the answer to that, and you need to stop bringing it up. I was very clear. You can either find a good way to talk about it publicly, or you can not. It's up to you. That's how it works, though. You haven't dated a girl yet, Strawberry Rhapsody? Well, you're missing out. It makes it less scary the next time for sure. That's absolutely true, Fitbird. I don't know if you guys, this might sound kind of dumb or weird, but there's a book called The Game by Neil Strauss, and it's kind of silly in that it's a book written by one of the world's best pickup artists, but what I read that book and I found it incredibly inspirational. This was like right around the time that I had started dating my first serious girlfriend in college, is when I read that book. And what I took from that book, it was actually my inspiration for transition. Like, for finally telling her that I was trans and that I wanted to transition, because I was feeling I'd been dating her like 6 months at this time, and I was feeling really guilty about not having told her that I was trans, and I felt like it was unfair of me to continue the relationship without telling her that. So that book was a big inspiration to me, though, because what I took from it was I saw someone who completely transformed themselves and changed their life. They reshaped themselves in a way that they saw fit, like what suited their desires more. And so that is what I took away from the book. Not about the picking up women or whatever of that, but I found that very inspirational. And I use that as the basis to transform my life. Because there's a lot in there, like a lot of what they did in the book were scary things. Like, for instance, part of the pickup artist training was having them go up to girls in bars, like this is early training, and say absolutely ridiculous things to them, like, you know, I'm a Martian and I'm gay or whatever, just like going up to girls and saying really stupid, ridiculous things. And the more you do that, though, over time, the less scary it becomes, right? And so that's really what it's about. It's a psychological technique, actually, that's called systematic desensitization, where the more you do things that may seem scary to you or hard, the less scary they become over time. It's how people get over phobias and things like that. So you kind of have to, that's also a principle that I really took away from that book, that like, okay, it seems terrifying to me to like go out in public in female clothing or like do any of these things, like to tell people about, they all seem terrifying, right? And they were. All that stuff was terrifying. But you know what? I did it. And then I continued doing it. And every time I did it, I realized it got easier and easier. You know, like, God, I was so paranoid first time, because I did like a slow sort of transition where like maybe I started painting my nails. Then I started wearing girls' jeans, maybe girls' shoes. It was like, you know, over a period of time, and every time I did something like that, I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to notice, that everyone's going to freak out, like all these things. But in reality, what I learned doing that too in general, people are very self-absorbed and they don't notice much, like, or think much. They're really more concerned about themselves. So when it comes to things like that, you're going to be way more in your head about it than anyone else is going to be. And so I guess the important thing that I'm getting to with all this is there's a lot in life that might seem really scary to us and difficult, but all you really need to do is be brave those first few times and power through it, and then at some point you'll wonder how you were ever scared of it in the first place and how silly it feels looking back and all that, and like that's how you grow as a person. What book was this? It's called The Game by Neil Strauss. Okay. Yeah, if you're going to talk to me today about it versus then, right? If you talked to me then about it, I would have defended the techniques as a way to learn courtship. If you asked me today about it, I'd tell you that anything that involves manipulation or needing to have a certain outcome is definitely not healthy in any way. Direct quote from the author. Well, yeah, like I said, what I took from that book had absolutely nothing to do with the picking up women. What I liked about the book and what I found inspirational was the techniques for overcoming your fears and the techniques for just transforming your life and changing it in a way that will make you happier. Changing yourself in such a drastic way. That's what I found really inspirational about the book. That like if some nerdy writer who had basically a virgin could become one of the best pickup artists in the world, it's like, why can't I transition to female and get over those fears myself? It's not like. That's what I liked about the book. And I feel like it did provide some interesting insights into human psychology in general. Not that, it's the same reason that a book like Mein Kampf, by Hitler is a very interesting intellectual read. Not because people don't read that because they agree with Hitler, right? It's because it provides interesting insight into human psychology. And that's what I liked about that book. So you used to be a dude. I was confused. Thought you were a female that transitioned into a dude. Yeah. You're terrified to talk to you about stuff. You've been doing your nails too. Well, that's good. Dirty, hots, do whatever makes you happy. And there's no reason to be scared about talking about this stuff. Until you just bite the bullet and get past that stuff and stop worrying it and overthinking it, all your fears, the easier your life is going to become. And you're going to realize it's not that scary after all. It really isn't. It might seem really scary and you might build it up in your head, but things like this, not as scary as you might think. Unless you're in some country that hangs gay people or stuff like that, as long as you aren't in some somewhere in the Middle East or something like that has like crazy restrictions on this, like there's no reason to be scared. Fitbird, I'm very happy you took the good parts out of that book. Yeah, no, I did. I feel like I really did, and I found it. I just feel like there is a lot of really great stuff in that book, and it is a fascinating read too. I mean, like, it's just a good read that some points you're just kind of like mind-blowing stuff that's happening there, and I think there's a lot of great stuff you can take out of it. You know, like, personally, let me tell you this, where I get all my news from, I get almost all my news from Fox News. You know why? Is because I'd rather see what people on the right are seeing, or, like, you know, have an actual idea of it, like what is hard to explain, but just like what, not just what they're seeing, but trying to bridge the gap, I suppose, and seeing how much is real, because you'll hear things like, oh, Fox News is just all so terrible and fake and like all that, but you know, I get all my news from Fox News, and there are things that I'm like, okay, that was actually a decent-ish article, and like then there's ones where I am like, all right, I can pick out the parts that are clearly overly biased here and things like that, and I don't know, I just feel like information in general on the internet, they can be a lot of things, and it's just about your perspective and how you choose to view them, what you choose to take out of them. You just have to, I mean, I don't really know how to say you develop that skill, but it's just being critical and questioning about whatever you read. Some level of skepticism with whatever you see, and not just being instantly critical and rejecting, which is what I feel a lot of people do. They'll see something or one thing, they'll take one thing they see and write off everything else because of that. And, you know, like, that's an unhealthy perspective, I feel. You need to recognize that no one in the world agrees on absolutely everything, and we all have our differences. But you know what it's about? It's about, like, for the world to be a better place, it's about trying to focus on our commonalities and the things we do agree on, rather than just trying to reject and hate people based on our differences, rather than embracing those similarities. Back when I was a dude, was I feminine looking? Yeah. I was always, like, even before, like, even just growing my hair out, I would get called she more than he, like, until I spoke anyways. I had a typically masculine voice, but yeah, I was very feminine looking. Definitely. I never really even grew much, like, facial hair or had much body hair. Like, I was small, super slender, very feminine guy. you love psychology. You get your news from everywhere. I mean, not all my news is from Fox News, but like my Google feed gives me like a pretty good portion from Fox News because I often click and read on those articles because I'm curious. I'm just curious to see what Fox News has to say about things. The issue is 50% of the people think it's true. I mean, sadly, not a lot of people are actual critical thinkers and can differentiate what's truth from what's clearly a very biased opinion. But I think the way for us to get there is for all of us to just try and make more of an effort towards embracing our similarities and our things we do agree on, rather than arguing and spewing hatred about the things we don't agree on. And just trying to be more empathetic in general. Not enough people do that. They try and really look at things from other people's perspective. You think I was a hot dude? Oh yeah. My purple hair grew out, but it's still pretty. It's not bad. I like it. Still, I don't hate it. Ah. Why is it doing this? No. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Sorry, I had to do some monitoring. Have to go for now. Good luck. Goodbye, Fitbird. Thanks for coming by. You want blue hair? Oh yeah, I kind of want to do blue hair too. Again, I used to have blue hair. You're probably going to be hungover tomorrow, but you just want to hang out. Dude, I'm probably going to be hungover tomorrow too. It happens, right? We have the same tub. You have to go check and make sure I wasn't in yours. You don't pay attention to Fox News? Well, that's totally fine. You probably should. I mean, people shouldn't be paying attention to Fox News. I just read it specifically to try and be critical and empathetic with the other side. It's my primary goal there. Blue and red hair is the first to fade. Just don't wash your hair less. I mean, I don't worry about it too much. It happens. Hola, Josh. Cheers. beers. I think people that hate on trans people don't hate trans people, but hate ideology. They think it's some type of propaganda that's going to turn them trans. To be honest, I think they're just secretly worried that they think it's hot. I mean, yeah, that is part of it. They secretly are, like, their secret fears are, it's always based around the same thing. Why don't they want people to hear about it or be taught about it? Because they're secretly afraid that people are going to be converted into being trans because they learned about it. It's like, it's such a naive and fear-based ideology. People who do have those perspectives, it's 100% fear-based. What am I drinking? Cheers. These are truly lemonades. What the fuck are my messages invisible? I just read. I don't always have time to read all the messages, so I just read ones that are, have some kind of contribution towards things or ask a question or something like that. Amber Razak, good to see you again. Hello and welcome back. What are my thoughts on muscular women? I want to be one. Be whatever you want to be. What's wrong with muscular women? My girlfriend kind of is, wants to be more muscular and that stuff. She's always trying to. She wants me to be more muscular too, because she is into that. Be into whatever you're into. Embrace it. Muscular women are hot. Yeah. Theology rules this country. Sadly, it does. It does. Yeah, because if you supposedly a super straight alpha, how do you worry about trans stuff if that doesn't affect you? You're only going to get mad if it might affect you. Yeah. Oh my god, my Facebook videos, because I have a lot of Facebook videos that get so many views on them, and they get so much hate from the right on there, and there's so many women on there that are like trying to hate, and you know what it is? It's because what it comes down to is they're jealous. So I see so many jealous girls on there that are like cis females, and they're sad that I'm a better looking, like, for whatever reason, I don't know why it should, like, but they get really, really angry that I'm a better looking female than they are, and they're afraid that I'm gonna take men from them, basically. You know, that like they don't like the idea of competition, so they just rather hate on me than just trying to improve themselves, maybe going to a gym, whatever. It's just sad, though. That's a terrible reason to hate on anyone. Because there's millions of girls that are better looking than me out there, trans or cis or anything. And I'm not going onto their Facebook pages and hating on them because I'm worried that they can get a better quality of partner than I can. Like, just grow the fuck up. Like, Focus on yourself. If you're worried about what partners you can get and all that, then focus on improving yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing. You're sure saying hello and asking what Fox News are contributions. I mean, Fox News is a far-right news outlet in America. You're straight and have a 4-pack. Muscles are awesome. Just saying, oh yeah. But then again, I'm the weirdo who still lives with their mother, Amber. I mean, it's not always bad. It just depends. I mean, it depends on your age and a lot of things there. The prince, they worry you're gonna take their man. Exactly. Do you think I wouldn't get hate if people think hit on a trans girls? No, I'm a terrible guy. I don't know what you're talking about. It's pretty simple though. Don't hit on girls online unless you're on a dating app. Plain and simple. Really that simple. Not a complex thing that needs to be dwelt on. It's super, super easy. Do not hit on people unless it's on a dating app. That's it. Can be any simpler or more straightforward. That's the place for it. Not anywhere else on the internet. Nowhere else on the internet is it appropriate at all. You just said you were straight because you forgot you weren't on Facebook. You don't have to pretend. Oh yeah. You still live with your mom too. It's not uncommon. I mean, yeah, it depends on your situation. Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing to live with your parents, especially in your 20s. If you're in your 30s, it starts getting weird. But, you know, like, '20s, definitely no big deal. You're wanting cuddles really bad now. You know what that is? I'm not gonna lie. Having cuddles whenever you want is probably my favorite part of living with my girlfriend. I've lived in my own 1-bedroom apartment for like the past 7 years. And I could get very sad and lonely, you know, and this is all new to me. This is the first time I've lived with anyone in a very long time, especially having lived with a partner. And damn is it nice to just be able to go have those cuddles whenever I want. Pretty nice. applying to another person. Do people think if I talk to a girl, I get high fives from guys at work? Yeah, it happened. If I said it was a trans girl, no one will look at me? Okay. I mean, I don't know what that has to do with anything, I guess. Would I go underwater? Yeah. For a nice enough donation, sure. You're 31, but you're moving out next month. Any coming out tips? Coming out tips, Jesus. Just be brave. Fucking do it. Bite the bullet. Sooner rather than later. Don't postpone. And be very understanding and patient with people. And chill. And even if they seem very transphobic or those kind of things, don't get all up on them about it. Don't be like concerned about misuse of pronouns or using the wrong name or slip ups or anything like that. And in general, just be chill, give people time, and everything will be okay. It'll all be okay. How successful you are with coming out and doing those things, it all depends on how willing you are to just be chill. Because I did it a long time ago now. A very different time for trans people when it was far less accepted in a very conservative, one of the most transphobic states. And I had religious and very conservative parents and all those things. And I was 100% fine coming out because I was chill. The most advice I could give you is just be chill. Don't expect too much from people. And just be pleasantly surprised. People will surprise you. If you're chill and honest and open with them, just be real. What difference would it be living by myself, I guess? Sorry. Yeah. I've been living with my mother since COVID because some of my medical problems she'll be able to live by herself anymore. So you're back to being a teenager again, at least in circumstance. That's totally fair. I dated a guy for a long time who lived with his father. But it was more like, his father lived with him. It was his house, and his father was very old and struggling, and basically was going to be homeless, so he let him live with him. Which is a very different situation than, you not being able to afford to live on your own, you know? My advice is not to buy a lot of stuff because cleaning takes the longest time. So I learned to not have a lot of items and now it's to make it easier than clean. Fair. Even tomboys have some typical female norms. Totally true. They do. gender is a spectrum, and we're all different, right? You did your nails and people would talk to you. I mean, no one should really care about what you do with your nails. You wanted to go to Pride this year, but it worked all weekend. Made you feel so old. Fair. Work sucks. Gray rocking as a mental health technique works not just as that moment of defense. As in said, being chill will help with your mental health as well. Oh yeah. Very true. You work in a mechanic place, Miniman. No, my last boyfriend, the one that I dated a long time, he was a very conservative Republican. And he worked in an incredibly conservative industry in construction. And he is in like upper level construction too, where he's in management and ran a lot of crews and things like that. And who are all very like conservative. Very, very conservative industry, especially here in Idaho. And you know what? What ended up happening was he was shocked by people's replies to me and like him telling them about me and everything. And because he had it all in his head really that like all these people would basically hate on him or whatever because of who he was dating, but it turned out that like they were all far more accepting than he thought they would be, and turned out like a lot of them ended up having like, oh yeah, when you started talking about like have a trans cousin or things like that. Abhishek, thank you for the stars. I appreciate it. But, yeah, their replies and how they reacted towards me was surprising to him, even in a very conservative industry. They all ended up really liking me, basically. And being really impressed with me. And they're like, oh, damn. She's a streamer and she's hot and all these things. And I'm like, dude, good on you. There's a lot of them who he ended up converting over, like hardcore Republicans and stuff, to being pro-trans because they're like asking him about sex with me and stuff too. And he's like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, it'd be hard to go back after this. Like, the man-made vagina is better. All this stuff, and basically people will surprise you. It's all about how you handle it and your level of confidence and that kind of stuff, and it's not as hard as you think to convert people when it comes to trans people, because for the most part, people who are anti-trans or just neutral towards trans, it's because they have zero personal experience with it. And as soon as they experience it, as long as that person is like a chill person like I am and cool about things, they tend to come around and then be pro-trans. But yeah, he was super worried about all that for so long, and it turned out he had nothing to worry about. The more people he told, the more supportive he found them to be, and the more they ended up liking me. So yeah. Nothing wrong with therapy. Straight. Damn straight. Am I primarily attracted to super straight masculine men? No. They're feminine. I'm usually into more feminine guys. Although that boyfriend, he did have a lot of masculine things, but he was feminine physically, kind of. But he was like super into cars, and he was a country boy and Republican and dirt biking, and he had like a 5-acre property with like he had a bunch of money too, and I don't know, shop and always working on stuff, building things and all that. So he was kind of masculine in that way, but he had feminine looks and a feminine personality in a lot of ways, like he was very sensitive, I guess, and those kind of things. So it just, it just depends. He was very different from the other guys that I've dated, though. He's the first and only super hardcore conservative that I've ever dated, and it was really interesting to see how that panned out, because he was like anti-vax and everything. I never saw myself dating someone like that, but like, I don't judge, I was cool with it. I don't really care what people think or believe or whatever, as long as they're not trying to force their shit on me. Thought I would be in a hyper masculine type? No. I'm into femme. I'm more physically attracted to females, for sure. I like feminine, sensitive, emotional, all those kinds of things. Same, Dream Deep. Yeah. Definitely, like, their likes and the things they like don't have to be feminine. Like this guy was super into cars and construction and building things, which are all very typically masculine things. But he was also very sensitive and caring and like a relationship type and traditional in a lot of ways, and what else? Very feminine looking. Like he was very skinny and fit and very handsome, feminine kind of face. Like he did have like a beard and everything, but still he had like feminine features. Very pretty boy. Definitely pretty boys are my type too. Into them. The ones who had almost transitioned. Like a lot of guys I've dated too, they've either have at least toyed with the idea almost at some point of transition or the more feminine things. I don't know. they're definitely guys and not trans, you know, but like they're just more open to that kind of stuff and like just more honest and open. With me, that's very attractive. Like I could never date anyone who wasn't like this guy, the guy that I dated that I was talking about was conservative. Like he told me so many things that he's never told anyone, you know, because he's been afraid to, but he felt comfortable and confident enough with me to tell him, and like that kind of stuff is a big turn on too. Just the openness and that sort of thing. I don't know. You've never dated a conservative person? He was a native dude who wanted native babies? I'm in the flower boy K-pop look? Definitely not. I mean, this boyfriend I was talking about, he still had a very masculine look. I mean, he had a full beard and everything, you know, and he was in construction. He definitely looked like it too. He certainly didn't dress like, you know, he dressed like in stuff that was always beat up and, you know, all those things, because most of his days were filled with construction, and that's what he would do with his, you know, he'd go home and work on cars, do that kind of stuff. I definitely wouldn't say he was flower boy K-pop, but he did have those, he had the feminine features, you know, which I like. Like, in theory, if I cleaned him up, I could make him look like a very pretty boy, which I like. That's attractive to me. Oh, hey there, Potato. Am I still into women? Yes. I'm definitely still into women, considering I'm dating a woman right now who's my roommate. She's a very sexy, pretty woman. Although she's very masculine, too. She's a very masculine female. I mean, she's more feminine than me. Like, I'm definitely the guy in the relationship with her. But that doesn't mean she's not still masculine. Like, she works on cars. She's into that stuff. There's a lot of things. She kind of dresses like a guy, too. She just wears, like, t-shirts and jeans, you know. That's it. And yeah, she's pretty. She's pretty masculine in a lot of ways, but she's also very feminine in a lot of ways. She's very cutesy, needy, like stuffed animals. You know, there's plenty of things about her that are super feminine too. Just don't expect your partner to handle all of your emotional baggage, guys. True that. Is it daytime in my area? Holy shit. It's 5 a.m. Oh my god, what am I doing? What is wrong with me? What's wrong? I'm being a naughty, naughty girl. Bad. I'm so not masculine now. I don't know. I have a lot of masculine things about me, I would say. I'm often very masculine relationship-wise. Like, I'm caretaker, and I Like, I like being, how do I explain it? I like doing a lot of the traditionally masculine roles in relationships. Like, just being more dominant. Like, I'm definitely more dominant, you know, and I'll both sexually and relationship wise, you know, like I'll be the one to drive the car, for example, or I'll be the one to do a lot of things in that regard that are more traditionally masculine. And you know, like I play a lot of video games. It's masculine. I often need a lot more alone time than female partners do. You know, and I'll like just, I have a very masculine sense of humor that there's a lot of females who can't get into it because it's too dark or too crude. Because I like, you know, I love like South Park and Always Sunny and a lot of things that are more traditionally liked by males. My sense of humor is definitely very masculine. There's lots of things about me that are very masculine. No offense or anything, but I think you're insanely hot. Well, thanks. Epic Potato looking great. Well, thank you. You like my face. Well, thanks. You like my duck. My duck likes you too. South Park and Always Sunny are so good, damn straight. Dude, I've watched Always Sunny from the start ever since I was a kid. Same with South Park. When I was a super little kid. I think I started watching it in 3rd grade. Because all my friends were watching it in 3rd grade. I was like in a gifted and talented program. And they were all watching it. And I was like, my parents were conservative. And they also did not allow me to watch TV, basically. Or be up past 9 p.m. But I convinced them I would be socially outcast if I wasn't allowed to get up and watch South Park. So they let me get up at like, it was like 10:30, watch South Park, and then go back to bed. That was the deal. Every Wednesday I could get up and watch South Park and go back to bed so that I wouldn't be socially outcast. So ever since I was like a 3rd grader, I always got to watch South Park. A lot of the things that you say that are masculine aren't actually masculine. I mean, sure, maybe. I'm talking mainly about traditionally masculine things, I guess. Wake and bake bagels. Goodbye, Amber. Always Sunny is amazing. Damn straight. Alright. It is. Alright, let's see here. It is rather late. Oh no. Oh no. Lame. Oh, what was that? I heard a beep beep. Okay. So, yeah, no, it's bedtime for me, guys. I appreciate y'all, though, coming by. Thank you. And it's bedtime for me, though. Sleepy time. It's way too late. I'll be back tomorrow, though. Thanks, guys. Good night.